Okay, this is my attempt to show just how cool the Squeak Cobalt programming environment is. I've got a more or less normal Cobalt environment showing. I haven't started a Cobalt image yet, but what I'm going to do before I do that is create a painter thingy jobber. So we go to Flaps, Show Shared Flaps, go to Widgets, select a paint widget. Now we're going to move it around a little bit and resize it. And we're going to do something spiffy, which is part of the eToys system. I'm going to bring up a viewer of scripting for this Morphic tool. The Morphic is the drawing thing, this whole drawing area. As you can see, you can draw on it various ways. And I'm going to undo that. I'm going to actually clear it. And I'm going to bring back eToys editor thingy. This lets me script this drawing tool using little buttons and such. This is something that comes with the one laptop per child system. It's used by kids all over the world to make their own little scripts, and any Morphic control, graphical control interface is an eToys capable thing, so this whole drawing area can be controlled by this scripting thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this script, send it back, bring it over here. We're going to rename it. There we go. Rename the script to send to back. And we're going to ask for a button to fire the script. We're going to put it right here. What that does is whenever you click in that little box, let's drag it down. Whenever you click in that little box, rename it one more time, change label, it's going to send the associated morph to the back, which it did. Now I'm going to grab another one of these little eToys buttons, and I'm going to ask for a button for it, button to fire the script. First of all, let's make it send to bring to front. Alright, button to fire the script, put it here, close it out, rename it. Oh, rename the label, bring to front. Now I'm going to close out the eToys thing. Now I have a little paint tool where I can send it to the back, bring it to the front, draw with it, and now we're going to start a Cobalt world. Start Cobalt. And here it is coming up with, I've already set the preferences to the green world, which is just about the simplest world. It's just a large open space with several hundred meters on the side, and you can see that there's not much to it except this little portal here, which goes back into the current world. So when you do that, when you look at a portal in the current world, it's actually a mirror. So we can grab this image, back up a little bit, move to the right, a little more to the right. Now we can release it. And now we're going to bring our little paint thing to the front. And you can see, clear it, that this object here is mirrored inside the portal that points to the same world. Now notice the cool thing. I've got a drawing tool that I just created with 2 buttons, and now I can do things. Now I could do more stuff. I could bring up a programming tool like a workspace, and I could make that workspace also part of this whole environment. Transcript show test, which won't do anything right now because there's no transcript window showing. But if you notice, if I send it, if I bring the drawing window to the front, I now can, oh, let's give a different color. Draw something here. Now this is a toy thing that's built in. It could be modified to be a very sophisticated drawing tool with all sorts of interactions with the objects within the programming environment, the workspace, and the 3D environment. I could create a tool that would allow me to draw, say, a whole mess of 3D objects. Object 1, Object 2, Object 3, 4, and 5, and somehow activate it and just drag it straight into the Cobalt world, and it would automatically become part of the Cobalt world. It would be a bit of programming hassle, but you see the whole thing is very interactive. Now let's send to back, bring up a transcript window. I'm going to shrink that down. We're going to show it over here. And we're going to do that line of code, transcript show test carriage return, which is going to print test in the transcript window and add a carriage return. Now we're going to do it again, so you see there's a carriage return. See? Now we're going to bring it to front, and you noticed this right here got associated with that there. And notice that I just created this interface on the fly by setting up a few little buttons. And things can be as complicated as you want. You notice there's lots of different widgets. There's potential for, oh, say, a new morph. There's a whole set of morphs from an alphabetical list. Look at all the different kinds of morphs. Those are morphs or Squeak Smalltalk user interface devices. You've got jillions of them. I won't even attempt to explain what they all do. But each of those is part of this whole system. They can be created on the fly. They can be linked on the fly using the eToys system that created our little buttons over here, and so on. And a more sophisticated version of OpenCobalt could be hooked into this, so we would just be able to add interface stuff within OpenCobalt and interface stuff that interacted with OpenCobalt and outside of OpenCobalt in the rest of the Squeak window. And for that matter, if you wanted to get really fancy, you could add interface stuff that would interact with some other program, or with a different Squeak program, or with anything else you wanted. And it would all be done live. That's why when people say, oh, who uses Squeak, what uses it, I tell them they're full of it. They don't have a single clue, and no matter what I tell them, they seem not to get it. Perhaps now you'll understand, or perhaps not. Thank you.